What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Big Lou, back at Steel City Muscle. Today I just want to make a quick video talking about motivation and how to start a diet, and how the two go hand in hand together. First, motivation, I think, you got to define what it is first. I mean, before you define what it is, and how do you know if you need it or not? How do you know it's not already there? How do you know it's not, something that's, that you only need on certain days, that you only need on, those really, really low days? Or, how do you know that you don't have it all the time? How do you know? So the way I define motivation, because people always ask me, and this came from a question that I got emailed to me yesterday. I don't look at it as something that I don't already have present, and that is something that I need to go out and look for, whether it be, watching YouTube videos, or, talking to that special someone to psych me up, or, just searching for a reason to find it. I don't look at it as that. I look at motivation like self-esteem. You either have it or you don't. It's either there or it's not. And, self-esteem is, it's esteem of yourself. Well, same with motivation. Motivation is, you made the decision to want to do something. So if you made that decision to want to do something, whatever that may be, obviously whatever that may be is something that progresses you as an individual. So, if you made that decision already, why does an outside requirement needed to, psych you up for that? Motivation shouldn't be just defined as being psyched up. Not somebody yelling and screaming at you in the gym, not, me telling you, hey, get your ass to fucking work and stop bullshitting in the goddamn gym. It shouldn't be that. I shouldn't have to yell at you for you to want to improve your own body. Same with diet. It shouldn't be, that little guy on your shoulder talking to you saying, hey, don't eat that. You ain't supposed to eat that. It's not my job. That's not what motivation is. Motivation is just making a decision to want to do something to better yourself. And that's just what it is. So, my intensity isn't defined by the pep talk I give myself before I do it. It's just who I am. I'm an intense person. I became that. I wasn't always that. I was the quiet, shy guy, and that's because my confidence wasn't there. The self-motivation wasn't there. The self-esteem wasn't there. But once I made the decision to put a goal in front of me, to say, hey, I want that goal. My whole initial start in working out when I was younger was to become a better athlete and to get girls. I was only 15 years old. That was it. So I saw all the guys in, middle school, high school, getting all the girls. They looked in shape. They had the abs, they had the chest, the arms, the shoulders. They were talented at sports. And I figured, well, I had the talent at sports, but I needed the body to match. I didn't have the body. Like I said, I graduated high school, 147 pounds, 6 foot. That just, I was like Urkel. I was an athletic Urkel. That was me. I had the glasses. I had the, the high water pants. My mother's elderly. She dressed me like that. Don't judge me. But, that's just what it was. So when I got out of high school, I made that decision. I went to a quiet, small university. I was bored all the time. I had nothing to do. There was no partying. There was no, nothing. So I was like, you know what? I want that attention. I want some good looking girls. I don't want just, somebody I'm not attracted to. I don't want to settle. For what? I want to, drive nice cars. I wanted to look good. I had a nice car at the time that I was able to afford at the time, being lucky. But I looked horrible. And I could be the first to admit that. You got to be your own worst critic. So once you, emotionally or self-esteem wise hit rock bottom, the only way to go up is up. If you can look up, you can get up. And that's it. So I created the drive inside of me. The drive is what I would call motivation, and if you don't, follow through with what you're driven with, then you're committing like spiritual sin. I mean, that's what you're doing. You're actually sitting there, contributing to the deterioration of your character, who you are. And I don't want to do that. If I'm already in a position to where I don't like myself, visually, then I need to change that. And you got to commit to that. Just like you got to commit to anything. You got to commit to the weights like you do your woman. You got to commit to the weights like you do, your child. So commit. And I tie that into dieting. And the way that goes into dieting is because, you have to commit to it. It can't be looked at as a job or a burden or, I need an outside source to motivate me to eat right. Nah, I mean, I'm going to utilize this channel to give you facts about nutrition and things like that to make you say, hey, you know what? Every time I look at that, pizza, Philly cheesesteak hoagie, or whatever the case may be, if you're not properly structuring those cheat meals or whatever the case may be, then you need to look at your food as something that's contributing to deterioration of your goals. Because that's what it is. And when you make it sound like that, then it's like, well, wow, I sound, I look stupid contributing to the deterioration of my goals and my aspirations. So, like I said, motivation should just be your desire that you created. You put it there. You need to want that. But don't get it twisted. My trainer saddle tell me, like, if I gotta yell at you, I'm gonna yell at you. I'll be that guy in the grocery store pointing in your face just like I am in this damn camera, and I'll slap them damn donuts out your hand. That's what I'll do. But if not, I'm gonna try to help you, ignite that fire, create that desire, and hopefully, we can grow together, because that's the goal. It's not for me to be better than you. It's for me to be the better version of myself, and for you to be a better version of yourself. Utilize your tools to get there. Use this channel to get there. I want to also make an announcement. Like I said, 412stillcitymuscle.com is up and running. We did a little roll. I did a little rollback on pricing. Just to, try to be a little bit more flexible for you guys. Like I said, the website's not about, breaking the bank or nothing like that. Like I already, I work a few jobs already. This is also too, like I said, this is just to put Pittsburgh on the map. Put us on the map. Let everybody know that this is a place where we got a standard. It's not about being better than nobody else, but we got a standard here. We don't just work hard, working in the steel mills and our sports teams. We work hard in fitness as well. So we want people to start coming here. Come here. Let's do some collab videos. But you can come here, get a great facts and education about how to get fit, how to get in shape, and how to motivate yourself. So stay motivated, stay focused. Remember, motivation is the desire that you already have there. It's not just, don't rely on just outside sources to achieve it. And same with your diet. Your diet, do it slow. Take your time. Slow and steady wins the race. So you'll always win a race when you make it a lifestyle and not just, a fad. Nah, get away from them fads. Make your fad a lifestyle. If the fad is to be fit, make it a lifestyle. You heard it here first from your boy Big Lou. Check out 412stillcitymuscle.com. Support a local guy just trying to, expand the fitness community and do the right thing from a grassroots movement. 100%, pure and honest. So let's keep it positive and, moving forward. Leave a comment down below. Let me know some future topics you guys want me to talk about. And like I said, this is a community channel, if anybody want to do any collabos, do videos with me to put up on the channel, let's do that. Email me at 412stillcitymuscle@gmail.com. And y'all have a blessed weekend. Everybody take care. Holla at y'all.